So here are the 3 main reasons that big time mixers like CLA are gonna beat you and me every single time we go up against them. Number 1, experience. They've mixed 1,000 records, most of them going in the charts, some of them going to the number 1 spot in the charts, which means not only did they mix like 1,000 songs, they mixed them with the pressure of delivering a number 1 hit on their shoulders. Number 2, most of the times they get tracks that are better produced and better recorded than you and I. Finally, number 3, they use templates. If you think about it, experience and better recorded tracks, it's hard for you and I to do something about that. But the third point, you and I can actually do something about. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how to set up a template of your own. Well, I work in Logic and Pro Tools, and today I'm gonna show you how to make your own template in Logic, but the same things apply in Pro Tools. I will predominantly be using free plugins so you can follow along, and if you're in Logic, you can actually download the session that I use today so that you can make your own template. Without further ado, let's speed up the process and see how you and I can gain just 1 point on the CLAs of the world. Here I am in Logic. I'm gonna need to make a template because I know if there's gonna be any chance of me beating CLA, I'm gonna need a template. I have some tracks that I've downloaded, links in the description. The easiest way to show you how I would make a template is just to drag in some tracks and go to town. This is a relatively small song consisting of 26 tracks. The tracks are as follows. I have a drum kit, I have some basses, I have electric guitars, keys, lead vocal, and backing voxes. I want to funnel them into smaller funnels that I can control easily. So that would be 6 funnels leading to a drum group, a bass group, electric guitar group, keys group, you get the point. Now I know, because I also use Pro Tools, that this feature that I'm gonna do in Logic, it's also available in Pro Tools, but the thing is, ever since Logic came up with their stacks concept, I've been loving it, because if you hold down Shift Command, select the tracks that are drum tracks and press Shift Command D, I can sum them or funnel them into a group. Now this sum 1 is actually just a drum bus. So now every drum track, I'm just going to turn down all the tracks. So now every drum track is feeding this bus, and just to make it clear, I'm going to color it the same way. So if I put on an EQ, I can do something to all of the drums. Now I have some basses. I'm gonna mark them or select them, and I'm gonna hold down Shift Command D and sum them or funnel them into a bass group. I hope you can see where this is going. I'm gonna take some time, go through, I'm gonna color them the way I like it, and I'm gonna speed up the process and be back in like 2 shakes of a lamb tail. I'm back, and now I can show you this. With a simple shortcut, which actually is Control Command Arrow Left to close the stacks, or Control Command Arrow Right to open them. I now have 6 funnels, and these 6 funnels make up the entire song. This also gives me the chance to do something else. Now I'm gonna start with basically what is now known as top-down mixing. I know pretty much what I would like on my master bus. I would like some sort of Pultic EQ. You know what? I also like that on the lead vox, on the drum bus, and sometimes on the bass bus, guitar bus. You know what? Let's just... Now it's neutral or in its default state, but it's across all of my buses. On the stereo out, I know I'm gonna have to use a limiter at some point. Thomas Mund, he has made this Loudmax, very capable limiter. I'm gonna also want a limiter on my drum bus just to catch the peaks. I'm gonna need a compressor on the master bus. I'm using the Buster SE, and I'm gonna save this as Klaus template mixing. Whoops. 1. For me personally, I love and I adore this little plugin that comes with Logic. It's an overdrive plugin. I love it on the drum bus, and actually I tend to use it on all the buses. On the stereo out or my master bus, I know that I'm gonna need a boost in the top end to compete with CLA. I'm also gonna boost the low end, but I'm gonna do the Pultic trick or Pultic trick. Pultic trick is basically when you boost and you attenuate at the same frequency, and something delicious happen. Because of the shapes of the EQ that attenuate, or the filter that attenuates and the filter that boosts, something basically is just right above the frequency that it's being boosted, there's a dip. And who doesn't like a dip in the lower mid? And I'm gonna dial in some compression on the master bus. I'm gonna blend it in, I'm gonna try to filter out. And this, remember, this isn't a mix at all. I'm just here to make a basic template. On the drum bus, I'm gonna try to also use the compressor. And I have this crazy setup for this compressor where I try to filter out and just use it to tap on the snare. And on the drum bus, I also want a little bit of high end, and you can see where this is going. I'm basically trying to inject some fun stuff. Now I know from experience that on my guitar bus, you get these funny frequencies. So I'm gonna leave this on and just bypass it. So if I bypass everything, now I know there's a jump in volume, but I hope you can also hear that the compression on the drums and the compression on the master bus is starting to slowly but surely squish everything together. I don't have time to show you what it would be like going through and mixing a song, but my suggestion to you would be to pull in these tracks, mix the song to the best of your knowledge, or to best of your capabilities, and then start doing stuff like this. Going, well, normally when I mix a song, I'm gonna need some effects buses, and those effects buses could be, for me, normally they are a reverb, a chorus, or a spreader, and a slap, and a delay. Since this is going to be a template in Logic, I'm gonna do this because I know I'm gonna want to filter out some of the frequencies. And I have Space Designer. I'm just going to use the chroma verb and do darkroom and like 2 seconds. And I'm just going to use the built-in chorus in Logic. So that's the chorus. And over here I'm gonna use stereo delay, and I'm gonna use a stereo delay, and I'm just gonna keep the times at like 1/16 and 1/8 triplet. And that's just to get some slap. And since it's a slap, I don't want too much feedback.
Moi je reste ici, ok. Moi je reste ici, ok.
And finally, on the long delay, the last delay, I'm gonna do this.
Si tu ne veux pas aller, moi je reste ici, ok. Si tu ne veux pas aller, si tu ne veux pas aller, si tu ne veux pas aller.
And because I low pass the chorus, I can use it on my bass bus. If that tickles your fancy. So this is the basic way to set up a template, and I can hear you already asking me, well, Klaus, this isn't a template, is it? No, it's not. What you want to do, I've saved it as Klaus template number 1 mixing. My suggestion to you would be this. Bypass all of the sends, go into all of your buses. I'm just going to save this as number 2 and delete all of your tracks. What? I can hear you say, yes, believe me, it's the best way. So now I have, if I open all of the buses, I have all of the tracks, and I'm just gonna delete all of the empty tracks but one, and I'll show you why. So now I have what I would consider the basic setup. I can do like this. Why would I leave an empty track in each bus? I can show you why. Now, if I want to save this again and say save as template, I can save it as mixing number 2. And then when I go to open up a new session or mix a new song, I can say new from template, navigate to it. I guess it's this one. And there you have it. So when I pull in tracks from another session, I can take all of the drum tracks, and what I do, I pull them up above the track that says D in the drums. I take all of the bass tracks, I pull them up and place them over. Now, if we look at the 2 tracks, right now you can see over here that this is just going to the stereo out. When I take the 2 bass tracks and put them underneath the bass bus, but above the placeholder track named B, if I look at them now, they're going to the bass bus. And that's the big advantage. So I take all of my guitar tracks, I pull them up over the empty track labeled G and above guitar bus, and I do the same thing with my synth tracks. There you go. And my lead vox tracks and my backing vocals. And now I should be able to fold in my buses and be more or less at the same stage. Just a little louder. And all of the plugins that I put on before are already there. So I hope you can see that this is a big advantage starting off like this, because this is basically what CLA does, or Michael Brower, or you name it, Just Goodwin, Jason Joshua, all of them uses some sort of let's not start from scratch thing or template that they use to set up their mixes. So why would you spend time rummaging through, I don't know how many plugins just to find something that makes top end go, hey, I'm here. Just start off, and I've made this purposely with free plugins because you can actually download the session. You can go to Analog Obsession, download the Buster SE and the Rare EQ, and you're off to the races. To be honest, if you want to do this, you have to make your own template. But I hope you can see that just by pulling in the same tracks from before, I'm off to the races from the get-go because of all the plugins. Let's just, for the sake of just doing it, listen to the drums without all of the plugins that I put on. Without. With. Now, I want to show you why I put on this loud max. I can do this, link them. There you have it. You just limited your drum bus. So this is my question to you guys. 1, do you think this can help you achieve better mixes? 2, can you do it faster? And 3, what are some of your choices for plugins that you would exchange for mine? Leave it in the comments. Take care.